huge win for our program today. I thought this was a great college football game, tremendous atmosphere. Excited to see our students. I thought our students and our fans, bands showed up and really were active participants in the game. They were loud. I thought our when things got down a little bit in the game for us, when we turned the ball over, I thought they picked us up. And much credit to South Alabama. I thought Coach Jones and his staff had them ready to go. They had good plans in all three phases, and we were fortunate enough to come out here with a win. I think it says a lot about our guys. We trained. We went back and looked in December, kind of what we did last season. Thought we had really difficulty when things got difficult. I thought we didn't think so well. We didn't overcome adversity last year. We didn't play through fatigue. That was a huge point in our offseason program in the winter and the summer. And I thought that was a defining moment in the game tonight. We came out after halftime and overcame adversity. So really proud of our guys. Questions?
What about that defense holding them to a 0 in the second half?
Yeah, it's huge. I thought after those first few drives of the game, you know, the first touchdown, you know, it's kind of they hit a couple plays. And let me say this: they've got really good offensive skill players here. As good a receiver group as there is in the conference. I think 12's the best player in our conference, the tight end Everett, and the running backs, both of them that played, Johnson and number 4, they're talented, and I thought the quarterback did a nice job running around. So they're talented. I think it says a lot. We bent some tonight, and that was kind of the plan going in. We wanted to make them put some drives together. We bent, but we didn't break, and I thought it was big. I thought our guys, and much credit to Vic Coney, our defensive coordinator, our defensive staff, they had them ready to go, and I think he does as good a job as anybody in the country.
Where does the belt go when you get home?
That's a good question, Stacey. I hadn't put a whole lot of thought into it. I think it is important. I think it's important to recognize rivalries, and this was a rivalry. I think South had theirs in a case, and it's something that we're proud of. It's something that we're proud of. I thought it was important that we keep that. As soon as I got my hands on it, we could get it inside. I didn't want it being around on their field. They don't deserve that, and so we got it in there. We'll find a good resting place for it somewhere in the field house.
The belt is a belt, but with this win, you continue your progress towards going to a bowl. How important was this in this fashion to get this win here?
Well, being bowl eligible is one of our goals in the preseason. I think anytime as the season goes, your goals kind of change. So it's important. It's significant. We get to 6 wins, which is bowl eligibility, but that's not going to be the final goal this year. We won this game. This was one of our goals. We got to 6 wins, bowl eligibility. That was one of our goals. But we still got a lot to play for. We're 4-0 in the conference. We control our own fate. You know, we've got a non-conference game, and then we've got league games the rest of the way. And we got to continue to get better. You know, offensively, I thought we did some great things tonight. We just turned the ball over and shot ourselves in the foot. We got to continue to not do that. I think we probably lost the turnover margin of 1, and that doesn't happen very often, and it probably won't happen for us again.
What about that last drive? Can you just talk about that? There's a lot of special plays being made, but just overall.
Well, I thought Brandon Silvers was huge in that drive. And another thing that kind of goes without saying is we protected much better in the second half. And a lot of credit to our assistant coaches on offense. We changed up what we were doing in the run game, went more outside-oriented run plays, and Chun and our running backs did a nice job with that. But Brandon Silvers probably deserves the most credit. He came back. He hadn't played very well against South the 2 previous outings. He comes here, was a little bit off in the first half. You know, I thought he was seeing the game really well. Seeing guys, just missed him a little bit. But then in the second half, he was lights out. And so a lot of credit to him. I thought he did a great job managing the game and making throws.
What about redemption for Chun? He had that second fumble. Someone pull him off onto the sidelines over there. Comes up big on this last drive. What does that kind of do for him?
Well, he's a great player, you know, and my message to him, I wasn't upset, and he's standing right there. He knows this. I wasn't upset about the fumble. I don't like it. I'll correct that. We can correct that on Monday when we get back together. My deal is we're not going to show that we're defeated, you know, and I didn't like his body language, and he's better than that, and he knows that. And he's got character. He's got stuff about him, and I knew he would bounce back, and he's a great player. That's all I said. Hey, you're a great player. That's not how we're going to handle it. Let's go back and let's win the football game. And he did that.
One more.
You mentioned that overcoming adversity. How difficult was it to get you guys reset after that beginning? I mean, you guys drove down the field and then scored basically, and then they come back and score right back, and that's when things kind of.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird first 4 or 5 minutes of that game. You know, we got a touchdown call back, which I think they got it right. He stepped out of bounds right in front of me, and I felt like it would. Here's the thing is, like, as coaches, we try not to get too high and too low. And I think they feed off that. That's one thing. You know, players make plays. Don't get me wrong. You know, the coaches a lot of times overrated on game day, but the work through the week, how we handle ourselves through the week. They know that myself and the staff's going to stay at a flat line, and we didn't blink. Even when we got down, I think it was 14-0. We didn't blink. Felt confident that we could move the ball. Felt confident once they settled down defensively. We had a really good plan. So I think that's what you saw.
Coach, this place was rocking.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about the fans being able to bring busloads of kids and just how it gave you an advantage late down the stretch.
I thought it was a huge advantage. I don't think there's any question about that. And I talked to our guys about this earlier today in the hotel. You know, it's football can ignite communities. It can ignite campuses. It can ignite the student body. And I think that's what you're seeing. You know, there's a lot of pride in Troy University. There's a lot of pride in our football program, and people are genuinely excited. And our guys have done a great job over the last 22, 23 months of really embracing our student body and getting out among them, and our coaches have done the same thing. And I think that's what you see. You know, I may not know them all by name, but I've seen most of them. I go and eat where they eat. Our guys are where they eat every day, and I think that's huge. And they were, without a doubt, Sound of the South and our students did a tremendous job tonight.
Thanks, Coach.